You're listening to Clarity Reset. I'm Jeremy Jarvis. This is episode 5, The Science of Stillness, Why Your Brain Needs Boredom. I know the word boredom can make us uncomfortable. We've been trained to fill every second, to scroll, to reply, to keep going, but in all that doing we've forgotten something important. Stillness is not the enemy, it's the beginning of clarity. This episode is about what your brain really does when you're bored, why it matters, and how to stop running from the quiet. Let's take a breath, slow things down, and begin. Welcome to Clarity Reset. You need to hear this if you're someone who can't stand boredom. In a world that thrives on constant stimulation, silence can feel like a threat. We fill our days with an endless stream of information, entertainment, and activity. Silence becomes unfamiliar, even unsettling. But what if this aversion to stillness is actually holding us back? What if boredom, often dismissed as unproductive and unpleasant, holds a key to unlocking our mental potential? Boredom, in its purest form, is simply a state of inactivity. It is the absence of external engagement. Yet we have come to fear it, avoid it, and even demonize it. We see it as a sign of laziness, a lack of drive, or a failure of imagination. This fear of boredom has led us to create a culture of constant distraction. We reach for our phones at the slightest hint of downtime. We feel compelled to fill every quiet moment with noise and activity. This constant stimulation, however, comes at a cost. Our minds, bombarded with information and demands, become overwhelmed and exhausted. We struggle to focus, to think clearly, to tap into our creativity. The constant noise of the outside world drowns out the quiet whispers of our inner world. It is in this silence, in the stillness of boredom, that our minds can finally rest, reset, and reconnect with themselves. Our modern lives are a whirlwind of activity. We are constantly bombarded with information, notifications, and demands on our attention. This constant stimulation leaves us feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and disconnected from ourselves. Our minds, accustomed to the dopamine rush of the digital age, struggle to find peace in stillness. We have become so accustomed to the noise that silence feels alien. We reach for our phones the moment we feel a flicker of boredom, afraid to confront the emptiness within. But it is in this emptiness, in the quiet spaces between our thoughts, that true clarity resides. Just as our bodies need periods of rest to recover and rebuild, our minds also crave stillness. This stillness is not simply about doing nothing. It is about creating space for our minds to wander, to process, to make connections that would otherwise remain hidden. It is about allowing ourselves to simply be, without the need for external validation or entertainment. A clarity reset is about reclaiming our attention, our focus, and our peace of mind. What happens to our brains when we allow ourselves to be bored? Contrary to popular belief, our minds do not simply shut down. Instead, they shift into a different mode of operation, a mode that is essential for our mental well-being. Neuroscience has begun to unravel the mysteries of this quiet state, revealing its profound impact on our cognitive abilities and emotional regulation. When we disengage from external tasks and allow our minds to wander, a network of brain regions known as the default mode network, or DMN, becomes active. This network, often referred to as the mind-wandering mode, is involved in a range of cognitive processes including self-reflection, memory consolidation, and creative thinking. Studies have shown that activity in the DMN is associated with increased creativity, improved problem-solving abilities, and enhanced emotional regulation. In essence, when we allow ourselves to be bored, we are giving our brains the space they need to process information, make connections, and generate new ideas. By embracing boredom, we are not succumbing to laziness, we are engaging in a powerful form of mental rejuvenation. This exploration of stillness is not about advocating for a life devoid of activity or engagement. It is about recognizing the importance of balance. It is about creating space in our lives for both the stimulation of the external world and the quiet reflection of the internal world. This is a journey into the heart of quiet, an exploration of the transformative power of stillness. It is an invitation to rediscover the lost art of doing nothing, of simply being present with ourselves and our surroundings. Over the course of this exploration, we will delve into the science behind stillness, uncovering the neurological benefits of allowing our minds to wander. We will examine the societal and cultural forces that have led to our collective fear of boredom. And most importantly, we will explore practical strategies for incorporating stillness into our daily lives, transforming boredom from a source of anxiety into a wellspring of creativity, insight, and peace. And we live in a society obsessed with productivity, where our worth is often measured by how much we accomplish in a day. The pressure to constantly be doing something, to be constantly striving and achieving, leaves little room for stillness. Boredom, in this context, is seen as a threat to our productivity, a waste of precious time that could be used for something valuable. This cult of productivity has led to a pervasive sense of guilt associated with downtime. We feel compelled to fill every waking moment with tasks, appointments, and obligations, as if our very existence depends on it. The irony, of course, is that this relentless pursuit of productivity often leads to burnout, decreased creativity, and a diminished sense of fulfillment. This fear of boredom, rooted in the cult of productivity, prevents us from tapping into the restorative power of stillness. We have become so accustomed to the constant hum of activity that silence feels like a void, a space to be feared and avoided. But it is in this void, in the absence of external demands, that our minds can truly breathe, process, and create. The rise of smartphones and social media has exacerbated our aversion to boredom. We now carry in our pockets devices designed to provide us with an endless stream of entertainment, information, and connection. The constant pings of notifications, the allure of new content, and the fear of missing out create a powerful pull on our attention, making it increasingly difficult to disconnect and simply be. This technology, while offering many benefits, has also created an environment where boredom is almost impossible to achieve. We have become conditioned to seek out stimulation at the slightest hint of boredom, interrupting our natural thought processes and fragmenting our attention spans. The result is a generation struggling to focus, to engage in deep thought, and to connect with themselves on a deeper level. This constant digital stimulation, while seemingly harmless, has profound implications for our mental well-being. It keeps us tethered to the surface of our experiences, preventing us from diving deeper into the wellspring of creativity and insight that lies within. Boredom is often perceived not only as unproductive but also as socially unacceptable. We live in a culture that celebrates busyness, where being constantly occupied is seen as a badge of honor. Admitting to being bored can feel like confessing to a personal failing, a sign that we are not interesting, ambitious, or engaged enough. This social stigma surrounding boredom creates a pressure to always appear busy, even if it means filling our time with meaningless activities. We overschedule ourselves, commit to too many social engagements, and spend countless hours scrolling through social media feeds, all to avoid the perceived shame of having nothing to do. This fear of appearing bored, however, prevents us from embracing the solitude and stillness that are essential for our mental and emotional well-being. It is in the quiet moments, away from the demands of social performance, that we can connect with our true selves, reflect on our experiences, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. For many, the fear of boredom is rooted in a deeper fear, the fear of facing their own thoughts and emotions. When we are constantly distracted, we are able to keep these inner experiences at bay. But in the silence of boredom, they inevitably rise to the surface. We are confronted with our anxieties, our insecurities, our deepest desires and fears. This encounter with the unknown self can be unsettling, even painful. We may be tempted to retreat back into the comfort of distraction, to numb ourselves to the complexities of our own minds. However, it is precisely in these moments of discomfort that true growth and transformation can occur. By allowing ourselves to sit with our boredom, to face the discomfort of our own thoughts and emotions, we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We begin to unravel the layers of conditioning that have shaped our beliefs and behaviors, revealing the authentic self that lies beneath. Our technology-driven world often promotes multitasking as a desirable skill, a way to maximize our productivity and efficiency. However, research has shown that our brains are not wired for true multitasking. When we attempt to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously, our attention becomes fragmented, leading to decreased accuracy, increased stress levels, and a diminished capacity for deep thinking. This illusion of multitasking prevents us from fully engaging with the present moment. We become so accustomed to splitting our attention that we lose the ability to focus on a single task with our full presence. This constant mental juggling leaves us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and disconnected from ourselves and our surroundings. Embracing stillness requires us to challenge the myth of multitasking, to recognize that true productivity and creativity stem from focused attention and deep engagement with a single task at a time. Our aversion to boredom is often fueled by a desire for control. When we are constantly engaged in activities, we feel a sense of mastery over our time and our environment. Boredom, on the other hand, represents a loss of control, a surrender to the unknown. It forces us to confront the limits of our own agency, to acknowledge that we cannot always dictate the flow of our experiences. This need for control, while understandable, can be limiting. It prevents us from embracing the spontaneity of life, the unexpected moments of joy, creativity, and connection that often arise when we least expect them. By letting go of our need to control every aspect of our experience, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities that we never could have planned or predicted. This surrender to the present moment, to the ebb and flow of life, is not a sign of weakness, but a profound act of courage. It is in these moments of letting go that we discover a deeper sense of peace, acceptance, and connection to something greater than ourselves. It is time to reclaim boredom from its negative connotations, to recognize it not as a threat but as an opportunity. Boredom is not simply the absence of stimulation. It is a fertile ground for creativity, insight, and self-discovery. It is in the quiet moments when we allow our minds to wander that we connect with our deepest selves, generate new ideas, and find solutions to problems that have long eluded us. By embracing boredom, we challenge the cult of productivity, the tyranny of distraction technology, and the fear of the unknown self. We create space for stillness, reflection, and deep thinking, cultivating a sense of inner peace that extends outward into our relationships, our work, and our engagement with the world. This journey into the heart of boredom is a journey into the heart of ourselves. It is an invitation to slow down, to listen to the quiet whispers of our souls, and to rediscover the beauty and power of simply being. When we surrender to boredom, something extraordinary happens within the intricate architecture of our brains. As external demands fade, a remarkable network of brain regions, known as the default mode network, awakens from its slumber. Like a hidden sanctuary within the bustling metropolis of our minds, the default mode network comes alive when we disconnect from the outside world and turn our attention inward. This network, often referred to as the mind-wandering mode, is far from idle. It is in these moments of seeming inactivity that our brains engage in some of their most crucial work. The default mode network acts as a kind of internal conductor, orchestrating a symphony of cognitive processes that shape our sense of self, our relationships, and our understanding of the world around us. Imagine the default mode network as a master weaver, connecting the threads of our experiences into a cohesive tapestry of meaning. As we relinquish our grip on external stimuli and allow our minds to wander, the default mode network steps in, weaving together fragments of memories, emotions, and sensations into a rich and dynamic inner landscape. This internal exploration, far from being a waste of time, is essential for our mental well-being and cognitive flexibility. Within the realm of the default mode network, daydreaming emerges as a powerful force for creativity and innovation. When we allow our minds to wander freely, unconstrained by the demands of the external world, we tap into a wellspring of imagination and insight. Daydreams, often dismissed as frivolous distractions, are in fact the brain's way of exploring new possibilities, making novel connections, and generating creative solutions. Imagine a group of children playing with building blocks, their imaginations running wild as they construct towers, bridges, and fantastical creatures. This playful exploration, free from the constraints of rules and expectations, mirrors the process of daydreaming. In these moments of unstructured thought, our brains are free to experiment, to combine ideas in new and unexpected ways, and to stumble upon breakthroughs that would have remained hidden in the confines of linear thinking. The neuroscience of daydreaming reveals that these seemingly idle moments are anything but unproductive. They are essential periods of incubation, during which our unconscious minds work tirelessly behind the scenes, connecting the dots and paving the way for those aha moments of insight. Section 3. Emotional integration, processing the depths in stillness. While daydreaming allows us to explore the outer reaches of our imagination, stillness also provides a sanctuary for processing the depths of our emotional world. In the quiet spaces between our thoughts, we create the space to sit with our emotions, to acknowledge their presence without judgment, and to integrate them into our understanding of ourselves and our experiences. Imagine a deep-sea diver slowly descending into the depths of the ocean, encountering a kaleidoscope of marine life along the way. Each encounter, from the graceful dance of a jellyfish to the awe-inspiring presence of a giant squid, evokes a different emotion, a different facet of the diver's experience. Similarly, when we allow ourselves to be still, we embark on a journey into the depths of our own emotional landscape. We may encounter waves of joy, currents of sadness, or the unexpected sting of anger. Yet, it is in these moments of deep diving, of allowing ourselves to fully experience the richness and complexity of our emotions, that we cultivate a profound sense of self-awareness and emotional resilience. Section 4. Memory consolidation, weaving the tapestry of self. The default mode network plays a vital role in memory consolidation, transforming fleeting experiences into lasting memories. Imagine archivists sorting through a vast library, categorizing and storing for future generations. This process occurs largely during rest, weaving our experiences into a cohesive narrative. We become the stories we tell ourselves, woven together in the quiet spaces of the default mode network. Section 5. The link between boredom and creativity, unlocking the flow state. Boredom acts as a catalyst, sparking creativity and unlocking the flow state. Imagine a jazz musician lost in the music, fingers dancing across the keys. By resisting the urge to fill every moment with stimulation, we create space for our unconscious minds to generate novel ideas. Embracing boredom allows creative breakthroughs to emerge, tapping into a wellspring of inspiration. Section 6. Problem solving in the quiet. Insights from the unconscious. The quietude of boredom unlocks solutions to long-plagued problems. Stepping away from the relentless pursuit of answers allows our unconscious minds to work silently. Imagine a detective piecing together clues from a seemingly unsolvable case. Frustrated, they take a walk, allowing their minds to wander, and suddenly, the answer appears. Disconnecting from the problem creates mental space for unconscious processes to unfold, leading to aha moments. Section 7. Stillness as a catalyst for self-awareness. Meeting the real you. Stillness serves as a powerful catalyst for self-awareness, a journey into our most authentic selves. Imagine a lone traveler in a vast desert, stripped of distractions, confronting their raw existence. In the absence of distractions, fundamental questions of existence rise to the surface. This encounter with our true selves can be both exhilarating and terrifying, leading to profound freedom and liberation. Section 1. The erosion of focus and attention. In a world awash in information, our attention has become a scarce commodity. Constant notifications fragment our focus, leaving us scattered and overwhelmed. Like a muscle starved of nourishment, our attention spans dwindle with each passing swipe. This erosion of focus hinders our productivity, creativity, and capacity for joy and connection. When our minds are constantly pulled in different directions, we lose the ability to appreciate life's simple pleasures. Section 2. The impoverishment of memory and learning. The relentless pursuit of stimulation impairs our memory and ability to learn. Bombarding our brains with constant information prevents memory consolidation. Imagine a gardener trying to cultivate a garden while bombarding the soil with a fire hose. This overload prevents our brains from processing and integrating information effectively. Information overload leads to superficial understanding and weakens our cognitive abilities. If this episode resonated with you, if you're feeling the pull to slow down, refocus, and rebuild your mind, I wrote something to help you go deeper. It's called The Power of Clarity. It's not about hacks or hustle. It's a quiet guide for overstimulated minds, one habit at a time, one mental reset at a time. You can find it now on Amazon, in paperback or Kindle. Just search The Power of Clarity by Jeremy Jarvis, or tap the link in the description. Section 3. The dysregulation of emotions. Riding the roller coaster of reactivity. Dependence on external stimulation to regulate emotions takes a toll on our well-being. Imagine a ship sailing through a storm without a rudder or sail, tossed by the waves. Emotional dysregulation leaves us at the mercy of external circumstances, moods dictated by notifications. This roller coaster leaves us exhausted, depleted, and disconnected from ourselves and others. Chronic emotional dysregulation affects our mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. Section 4. The stifling of creativity. Trapped in the cage of constant input. Constant stimulation paradoxically stifles our creativity. Imagine a musician trying to compose in a room filled with cacophony. The noise drowns out the quiet whispers of our creative voices. We become consumers rather than creators, passively absorbing information. This stifling of creativity limits our artistic potential and capacity for innovation. Section 5. The fragmentation of self. Losing the thread of who we are. Constant digital bombardment fragments our sense of self. Imagine a mosaic shattered into 1,000 pieces, the overall image lost. This fragmentation leaves us feeling scattered, disconnected, and unsure of our place. We become chameleons, constantly adapting to fit in with trends and expectations. This pursuit of external validation leaves us empty, longing for deeper purpose and connection. Section 6. Reclaiming our minds. The urgency of disconnecting to reconnect. Our addiction to stimulation affects our cognitive abilities, emotional well-being, creativity, and sense of self. By recognizing this addiction and understanding the benefits of stillness, we can reclaim our minds. This is about finding a healthy balance between external stimulation and internal reflection. Rediscovering the art of doing nothing allows us to be present with ourselves and our surroundings. In moments of stillness, we reconnect with ourselves, our creativity, and the world in a deeper way. Section 1. The Art of Nothing. Time scheduling space for silence. Carving out dedicated nothing time may seem radical in our fast-paced lives. However, deliberate inactivity creates space for our minds to breathe and reconnect with our inner world. Imagine a tightly wound clock spring, constantly under tension, losing its elasticity. Scheduling nothing time allows our minds to unwind and release tension. It is an act of self-care, recharging and reconnecting with creativity, insight, and peace. The no-stim walk, letting your mind wander with your feet. Taking a walk without digital distractions can feel revolutionary. Disconnecting from the digital world and reconnecting with nature frees our minds to wander. Imagine hikers, senses alive to the forest, minds free to wander as they move rhythmically. The no-stim walk taps into nature's restorative power, creating mental space for unconscious processes. Transition rituals. Finding stillness in the in-between. We often overlook the potential for stillness in transitions between activities. Rushing from task to task, we miss opportunities for quiet reflection and rejuvenation. Imagine a tightrope walker, finding stillness in the transitions, one foot suspended in midair. Our daily lives are filled with such transitions, moments to pause and ground ourselves. Recognizing these transitions as opportunities for stillness transforms them into moments of peace and rejuvenation. The blank page writing without a destination. In a world saturated with information where our minds are constantly bombarded with pre-packaged ideas, opinions, and narratives, the simple act of putting pen to paper, of allowing our thoughts to flow freely onto a blank page without judgment or expectation, can feel like a radical act of rebellion. We've become so accustomed to consuming information passively, to scrolling through endless feeds of pre-digested content, that the act of generating our own thoughts and ideas can feel daunting, even overwhelming. However, it is precisely in these moments of unstructured expression, in the conscious choice to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with the power of our own voices, that we tap into a wellspring of creativity, insight, and self-discovery. Imagine a sculptor standing before a block of unyielding marble, a vision taking shape in their mind's eye. With each strike of the chisel, with each removal of excess stone, the sculpture emerges, revealing the beauty and potential hidden within the raw material. The blank page serves as our own personal block of marble, an invitation to chip away at the layers of conditioning and expectation, to uncover the unique voice and perspective that reside within each of us. There are no rules, no expectations, no right or wrong answers, only the freedom to explore, to experiment, and to allow our thoughts to take shape organically on the page. Section 5. Mindful Observation. Awakening to the present moment. In the relentless pursuit of future goals and aspirations, we often lose sight of the beauty and wonder of the present moment. Our minds, caught in the grip of ceaseless thought loops, replaying past events or anxiously anticipating future outcomes, become oblivious to the richness of experience that unfolds right before our very eyes. We move through life on autopilot, our senses dulled, our hearts closed to the simple joys that surround us. Mindful observation offers a powerful antidote to this pervasive state of inattention. It is a practice of awakening to the present moment, of cultivating a deep awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations, without judgment or attachment. Imagine a child, completely engrossed in play, their attention fully absorbed in the present moment. They are not concerned with the past or the future, with success or failure, with judgment or comparison. They are simply present, fully immersed in the experience of play. This is the essence of mindful observation, a state of being fully present and engaged with the world around us, without the distractions of rumination or worry. We can practice mindful observation anywhere, at any time, by simply shifting our attention to the present moment. We can notice the sensations of our breath as it enters and leaves our bodies, the feeling of our feet on the ground, the sounds of nature or the city surrounding us. Section 6. The Gift of Solitude. Embracing the power of alone time. In a society that often equates solitude with loneliness, where our social calendars are overflowing with commitments and our digital devices keep us constantly connected to a vast network of friends and followers, the idea of deliberately seeking out solitude may seem counterintuitive, even undesirable. We are conditioned to believe that happiness and fulfillment are found in the company of others, in the constant buzz of social interaction. However, it is precisely in the quiet embrace of solitude, in the conscious choice to step away from the demands of social performance and reconnect with our own inner world, that we discover a profound sense of peace, clarity, and renewal. Imagine a solitary tree, standing tall and proud on a windswept hilltop. Its roots run deep into the earth, drawing nourishment from the silence and solitude of its surroundings. It has weathered countless storms, endured harsh winds and scorching sun, yet it remains standing, a testament to the resilience and strength that come from embracing solitude. Solitude is not about isolation or withdrawal from the world. It is about creating space for introspection, for self-discovery, for connecting with the deepest parts of ourselves. Section 7. Digital Detox, breaking free from the chains of constant connectivity. In our hyper-connected world, where smartphones have become extensions of ourselves and social media notifications punctuate our every waking moment, the idea of disconnecting from the digital realm, even for a short period, can feel daunting, even anxiety-provoking. We've become so accustomed to the constant stream of information, entertainment, and social validation that the thought of breaking free from this digital tether can trigger feelings of fear, restlessness, or even a sense of being disconnected from the world. However, it is precisely in these moments of digital disengagement, in the conscious choice to silence the noise of the online world and reconnect with the richness of the offline world, that we reclaim our attention, reduce stress levels, and rediscover the simple joys of being present in the moment. Imagine a diver resurfacing from the depths of the ocean, their lungs gasping for air, their eyes adjusting to the brightness of the sun. They have spent hours exploring the underwater world, immersed in the beauty and wonder of a realm hidden from view. Now, as they return to the surface, they bring with them a renewed appreciation for the life-giving properties of air, the warmth of the sun, the vastness of the sky. A digital detox offers a similar experience. By disconnecting from the digital world, even for a short period, we give ourselves the space to breathe, to reconnect with our surroundings, to appreciate the simple pleasures of life that often go unnoticed when we are constantly plugged in. Section 8. Cultivating a Stillness Mindset. Shifting from doing to being. The journey towards stillness is not merely about incorporating specific practices into our lives. It is about cultivating a mindset, a way of being in the world that prioritizes presence over productivity, quiet contemplation over constant stimulation. It is a shift from a doing mode to a being mode, from a state of constant striving to a state of peaceful acceptance. Imagine a garden, carefully tended and cultivated, where each plant is given the space and nourishment it needs to thrive. There is a sense of order and intentionality, yet there is also an acceptance of the natural rhythms of growth and decay. Cultivating a stillness mindset is akin to tending to our inner gardens. it is about creating an environment where our minds can flourish, where we can nurture our creativity, cultivate compassion, and connect with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. This shift in mindset requires us to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs about the value of busyness, the need for constant stimulation, and the fear of missing out. It is about recognizing that true fulfillment comes not from doing more, but from being more fully present in each moment, from savoring the simple joys of life, from connecting with ourselves and others on a deeper level. Section 1. The Paradox of Boredom. Embracing the void to unleash our potential. We began this exploration by acknowledging the pervasive nature of boredom in our modern lives, how this seemingly unproductive and often uncomfortable state of mind has become something to be feared, avoided, and even medicated. Yet as we've delved deeper into the science of stillness, into the profound impact that boredom has on our brains, our emotions, and our creativity, a paradox has emerged. Boredom, in its purest form, is simply a state of emptiness, a void in the constant stream of stimulation that characterizes our waking lives. It is in this void, however, that we encounter the seeds of our greatest potential. Like a fertile field lying fallow, our minds, when allowed to rest from the relentless pursuit of productivity and entertainment, have the opportunity to regenerate, to make new connections, to give rise to fresh insights and creative breakthroughs. Embracing boredom, then, is not about resigning ourselves to a life of passivity or inactivity. It is about recognizing the transformative power of emptiness, of allowing ourselves to simply be without the need for constant distraction or external validation. It is in these moments of quiet contemplation, when we surrender to the void, that we open ourselves to a world of possibilities that we never could have imagined, let alone planned or controlled. Section 2. The Courage to be Still. Confronting our inner world with compassion. The journey toward stillness is not always an easy one. It requires us to confront aspects of ourselves that we may have been avoiding, to sit with uncomfortable emotions, to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs about the value of busyness and the fear of silence. It is in these moments of vulnerability, however, that true growth and transformation occur. Just as a master sculptor carefully chips away at a block of marble to reveal the masterpiece hidden within, so too must we approach our inner world with a blend of courage and compassion. We must be willing to face the rough edges, the imperfections, the shadows that we may have kept hidden from view, recognizing that it is in these very imperfections that our humanity resides. This process of self-discovery is not about judgment or self-criticism. It is about cultivating a compassionate curiosity, a willingness to be present with whatever arises in the stillness without trying to change it, fix it, or push it away. It is in this space of radical acceptance that we begin to heal old wounds, to release limiting beliefs, and to step more fully into the fullness of who we truly are. In our relentless pursuit of happiness, we often overlook the simple joys that are always available to us in the present moment. We chase after extraordinary experiences, exotic vacations, and fleeting pleasures, failing to recognize that true contentment lies not in some distant future but in the here and now. Stillness offers us the gift of presence, the ability to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the ordinary, to find joy in the mundane, to experience each moment as a precious and fleeting gift. Imagine a child completely absorbed in the act of blowing bubbles, their eyes wide with wonder as they watch the iridescent spheres float effortlessly through the air. They are not concerned with the past or the future, with success or failure, with judgment or comparison. They are simply present, fully immersed in the experience of play. This is the essence of stillness, a state of being fully alive to the present moment, without the distractions of rumination or worry. When we cultivate a practice of stillness, we begin to see the world through new eyes. Section 4. Cultivating a sanctuary within, nurturing our inner landscape. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, cultivating a sanctuary within becomes essential for our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This inner sanctuary is not a physical place but rather a state of mind, a refuge we can access at any time, regardless of our external circumstances. Just as we carefully tend to our physical environments, creating homes that are both aesthetically pleasing and functionally comfortable, so too must we nurture our inner landscapes. We must be mindful of the thoughts we entertain, the emotions we allow to take root, the beliefs that shape our perceptions and actions. This process of inner cultivation requires us to be discerning, to weed out negativity, to cultivate compassion, and to plant seeds of hope, gratitude, and joy. It is through this conscious tending of our inner gardens that we create a fertile ground for peace, creativity, and spiritual growth to flourish. Section 5. The ripple effect of stillness. Extending peace outward. The benefits of stillness extend far beyond our individual experiences. When we cultivate a practice of mindfulness, of quiet contemplation, of compassionate self-awareness, we create a ripple effect that touches the lives of everyone around us. Just as a single stone cast into a still pond creates concentric circles that radiate outward, so too does our inner peace have the power to transform our relationships, our communities, and our world. When we are grounded in stillness, we are less likely to react to situations with anger or fear. We are more likely to respond with patience, understanding, and compassion. This shift in our own behavior has a profound impact on those around us, creating a more harmonious and supportive environment for everyone. As we become more aware of our own thoughts, emotions, and motivations, we become more attuned to the experiences of others. We develop greater empathy, compassion, and understanding, qualities that are essential for building strong and meaningful connections. Section 6. A lifelong exploration, embracing the journey toward clarity. The journey toward stillness is not a destination but a lifelong exploration, a continuous process of self-discovery, growth, and transformation. There will be times when we fall short, when the demands of our busy lives threaten to pull us back into the vortex of distraction and overwhelm. There will be moments when the silence feels deafening, when the discomfort of our own thoughts and emotions tempts us to seek refuge in external distractions. It is in these moments that we must remember the profound benefits of stillness, the peace, clarity, and creativity that await us when we create the space to simply be. We must remind ourselves that this is not about achieving some elusive state of perfection, but about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns, its challenges and triumphs. The practice of stillness is a gift we give ourselves, a gift that keeps on giving. It is an investment in our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, an investment that pays dividends in all areas of our lives. So, let us embrace the journey with open hearts and open minds, knowing that each step we take towards stillness brings us closer to the truth of who we truly are. If this episode resonated with you, if you're feeling the pull to slow down, refocus, and rebuild your mind, I wrote something to help you go deeper. It's called The Power of Clarity. It's not about hacks or hustle, it's a quiet guide for overstimulated minds. One habit at a time. One mental reset at a time. You can find it now on Amazon, in paperback or Kindle. Just search The Power of Clarity by Jeremy Jarvis, or tap the link in the description.